Hello Evo fans, today we are going to do an unboxing of this Ring Smooth Q2. Let's tear that up. I'm gonna tear up all the box. Zoop. Zoop. I'm gonna come out of this box. Get out. Gimbal, get out of my box. Oh yeah. We have some instructions, so you should read these or just watch this video and I'm going to go through most of the stuff. It's so small. It's so small. It's really small. A little mount. Comes with some cables. Look at that. There's your charge cable in this box. And a little handle for the bottom of this thing. They thought of everything. When you do get it, you want to charge it up. These little two tabs on each side of this piece here, they will just slide right down into that. And then you take that red piece and you tighten this up just by twisting it down just like that. The thing I really like about this gimbal versus the other ones that we've had in the past is this cool design that they've got with this motor being a little bit curved out like this. So when you put your phone in here, you have room to slide your phone back and forth this way without it affecting this motor, and you're actually getting away from that motor, which will actually create less noise if you're using the microphone on your phone. So I'm gonna pull out my phone. Let's try this thing out. So it'll be like this when you get it, so it looks way too small, and you say boom and you stretch it out, you put your phone in there. And then the most important thing that you guys need to know when you're using one of these is balance is key. So if right now I have it in the middle of these two things, but when I let go of it, it flops over this way. So you want to balance this really well so that you can slide it back and forth in this mount, so that when you do let go of it, it's gonna stay, like it's a little bit heavy on that side, so I'm gonna go ahead and move it that way just a little bit. Now right now it's teetering and it's kind of going back and forth because my center of gravity is too low. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my thumb on this part here and I'm gonna put my finger on this part here and I'm gonna pinch this down just a little bit, and that's gonna lift the whole camera up. So right here, this is pretty well balanced right now. So it does have a little bit more weight on this side, so I'm going to push the phone over just a little bit that way. There we go. I'm going to pinch this one more time, give it just a little bit more up on top. So this is acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable. It's not falling to one side or the other, and that's going to work really well. So now the interface here, I'm going to go ahead and hit this power button right here. And we're going to hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll let go of it, and then the motor should engage. There we go. So I'm going to put this in the standby mode real quick, and I'm going to open up the app. So we're still powered on, but if you just flip it over like this motor is going to lock into place. You'll see that we're still powered on here, and it's going to give us 4 flashing lights, and that just means that we're in standby mode. I'm going to go ahead and unlock my phone. We're going to get into the app. So you want to get the ZY Play app. So we got this coming right here. We've got this one selected. To select your gimbal, you may have to push the little hamburger, and if you were using something else, but here's all the phone gimbals right here. We're using this one, and then we're going to go here to connect now. There it goes. And we'll say connect now, or enter now. And now we're in the interface here, and as you can see right here, that little Bluetooth signal is blue. That means that we're connected, everything's ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and just flip that back out. It automatically just starts up again because we never powered it off, but it's kind of a standby mode is what they call it. When you turn it on, you're gonna go into the default mode, which is pan follow. It's going to keep your camera, your phone, nice and straight and level this way, no matter what you're doing, and it's going to smooth out your pan moves. So as you're moving this left and right, it's going to take out any jitters or extra movement that you don't want in there and make it look really buttery. And the joystick in this mode is only going to work for tilting. It's going to tilt up and down. Left and right is not going to do anything. So don't think there's something wrong with your gimbal because of that. The only time that your joystick is going to work fully left and right, up and down, is in lock mode. And the way to get to lock mode is press in on the joystick one time. So you'll see that the light will go into the L mode right there, and that is the lock mode. But now whatever I do with my hand here, move the handle around, it's not going to move the camera. The camera is all manual now, so I can move it left and right with the joystick. I can move it up and down with the joystick. You have full manual control here, which is pretty nice to be able to do that. Then if you click the joystick one more time, it's going to go to the next mode, which is full follow mode. They call it follow mode or follow me mode. I like to call it full follow because it makes more sense. If I'm tipping the handle, it's going to tip the camera. If I'm turning the handle, it's going to turn the camera. So we're using all three axes to stabilize, and we are able to, just with our hand, move the phone around however we want to get the shot that we're trying to get. If you're following somebody down some stairs, sometimes it's easier to be in this mode instead of trying to use the joystick and get your shot just right, because you can make little micro adjustments with this as you're moving around. If you're skiing with somebody, it actually comes in really handy. Next up, we have POV mode. Now, if you want to get really artsy, we're going to click the joystick button one time, just push it in. But now I'm able to actually turn, using my hand, I can actually twist the shot. So if I wanted to get really artsy and like make a move where I'm coming in like this, I can do that just to kind of get a little bit of, they call it Dutch. So it's a Dutch shot. And you can see my hand's a little bit shaky there, but this shot will actually turn out really nice because it's going to smooth out and take out all the vibrations coming from my shaky hand because I had too much coffee. If I push the joystick one more time, you'll see it's going to go into this weird mode where it points down. You want to point the camera forward when you do this, and you're going to use the joystick to operate the roll of the camera. So I could do a shot kind of like what we were showing you before, but I can do it like this. As I'm moving in like this, I could do like a full-on twist, and it's pretty cool. So you go left or right, and you can actually get some pretty cool shots that way. In this mode, you cannot use the joystick to pan, so it's going to keep that shot straight forward, and it's just going to allow you to turn the camera as you're moving it, or just sit here and turn it. If you wanted to make a crazy video that's going to make everybody super nauseous, that's how you do it. I'm going to click the mode button one more time, and we're back into pan follow. And the nice thing again about this joystick is it has an indicator, where the old gimbals didn't have this. PF, pan follow, L for lock mode, you have full follow, which is the F, and then you have POV. And POV is the one where you can twist it with your wrist doing this, and then if you click it one more time, it goes into the vertigo, and you'll see that that POV light, when you get into that mode, will flash. So now instead of it being a solid light in the POV, that means you're in the POV, but now that we have it in POV vertigo mode, then this is actually going to flash. So that means that you're in the vertigo mode. So now I can use my joystick to make those crazy vertigo moves. And you're gonna have to use your finger to go up, and you're gonna change out of the modes that you are in. So if I want to be in video mode, I have to swipe up to video mode. Now I'm in video mode. If I click that red button, it's going to start the record. So this start and stop is right here, but I'm going to give a disclaimer real quick. When you are recording with the app, if you're using it and you feel like it's really important that you need to be able to use the stop and start record on the handle, and all of your videos are going to be stored in the app. They're not going to go to your photos. So then you're going to have to go into the app. You're going to have to select the videos that you want to export, and then hit export, and then they'll go into your photos. A lot of people do not use the app at all, because if you're not using any of the functionality and you just want really smooth shots, all of these functions are still going to work. Every mode that we just went through will still work, and you can just use the camera settings and everything from your phone, so you don't have to actually use this app. And then that way, when you're done shooting your videos, they're already in your photos. You eliminate one step. unless you're doing like a moving time lapse or something like that, and you're not really taking advantage of the things in the app, really just the record button. But how hard is it to just push the record button? One of the things I would recommend getting is a tripod, because it doesn't come with a good tripod. It doesn't come with a tripod at all. This is our GS75 tripod. It's nice to be able to set this down, just have a place to set it down. You could set it down with the handle, but if it starts turning, your phone's gonna fall. It's better to have something that's really sturdy. This thing's not gonna fall over. This is a really sturdy aluminum tripod. And if you want to have just a little bit more of an extension, just fold it up and leave it on, and then as you're shooting and doing whatever you're doing, you can actually get just a little bit more extension down. You can get into the bells and whistles in the app where you can do following stuff, you can do object tracking. I like this one a lot because the battery is removable. You just twist the bottom part here off and you can actually exchange the battery. So if the battery dies, a lot of times if you leave these things sitting around in your closet and you only pull it out every 6 months or something, the batteries need to be used. They work better when they're charging up and they're discharging. If you just leave them sitting and if they discharge below a certain point, it's really hard to get them to charge back up. This one, if it does happen, you just buy a new battery and you're good to go and you're back in business. I really do like the design of this. I like the way that they've got the motors designed so you have access to the ports on the side of your camera. So if I wanted to put a microphone on this thing, I could probably balance something if it was small enough, obviously, plug in here, put a little microphone cold shoe or something here, just keeping in mind however you do it. We have this really cool new Ulanzi microphone I'm actually using in this video. So if you think this audio sounds okay, you could use something like that to get some pretty good audio out of the phone itself. We have these carbon fiber poles. So these things will screw. They come in a 2-pack. They're super light. So if you wanted to take these with you on your vacation or whatever, you could get a pretty good extension with 2 of them. You can also put the tripod on the bottom of that so that you've got almost like a little monopod. But this will get you some pretty cool shots, even if you just had one in your backpack. But you could get some really nice, almost crane looking shots with something like this. They're on our website if you guys are interested. If you guys have any questions about this, hopefully I covered everything, but if you do have any questions about it, they do have a really good online manual. We'll leave a link to that manual on the buy page for this particular gimbal, so you could just go back to that. You'll see this video there, and then also there should be a manual download right there. The last thing I want to go over is the power. So if you want to know how much power you have in your battery, you push the power button one time, just a short press, and it's going to flash however many bars you have. If you've got 4 bars, you're at 100%. If you have 3 bars, you're at 75. If you have 2 bars, you're at 50. If you have 1, you're at 25, and you need to charge a battery. These things will last a really long time, so you probably can get away with a whole day of shooting with just 1 battery and then charge it up. So just make sure at night or whenever you have an extra couple hours, plug it in and it'll be good to go the next time you pick it up. This has a charge port right here. So you have to buy the charge cable. It doesn't come with it, unfortunately, but there is a charge port here that is a micro USB, and you get a micro USB to whatever phone you have. If it's a Galaxy or Android phone, most of those are using the USB-C, and if you are using an iPhone, you want to get the Lightning, so it's micro USB to Lightning port. And you can actually plug into the back of here and charge your phone with the battery from the gimbal. You pop this little guy off just like this, and when you push it down, there's kind of a little safety feature right there where it's just not going to push out unless you pull this thing out all the way like that. Clip that thing back down, drop it in your box, and you are good to go. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. You can always call us or email us. And don't forget to keep it smooth.